Crowe Lease Accounting solution for Power BI is built by accountants to help you manage your lease accounting standards that are new internationally across the world. Let's look at the lease asset dashboard. It starts off by showing us our active lease count broken down by our lease group. I can simply hover over any of these lease groups and see what the lease detail is. So I can see I have 2 active equipment leases. I can see when their commencement date is. Below that, I have some tiles of information showing me my lease payments, my remaining lease payments, my weighted average discount rate, my average discount rate, my weighted average term, and my average lease length. It's very important in lease management to understand your right-of-use asset balance and your lease liability balance. We see that broken down here by our different lease groups. And again, we're able to use the tooltips with a simple hover over so I can see what the lease asset detail information is for each one of these groups. Also, managing leases payments are important. I can see my payment forecast into the future. Again, a simple right mouse click here will allow me to drill through to much more detail, seeing all of that information for each individual lease. I can jump back to my menu where you can see across the top I have menu items showing me expenses, reconciliations, lease detail, and forecast. If I go over and look at my lease expenses, I can see what my expenses were for the month I'm looking at. So in this case, selected December of 2019. I see my lease expense by each individual lease, and then I can see how that expense breaks down between depreciation, interest, and executory expenses. Simply select one lease, and you'll see how that will quickly update all the numbers so I can see the breakdown for each individual lease. I can also then jump into reconciliation, which is something I typically have to do on a monthly basis. So I can see all the information on my payments, both principal and interest payments. I can see the ending balance, my short-term and long-term liability, as well as all the information on the asset, including the depreciation and accumulated depreciation. If I need more information on one particular lease, I can drill through to a lease details screen. So I'll go ahead and jump out there, and this would be similar to going back into my lease administration system, but without having to leave and log into a different system. I'm able to visually see all the information about my lease, including my payment schedules, my lease expenses, what the status is of the asset and liability account, even how many remaining months are left on that lease. You'll see here we simply use our radio buttons and we can change our lease expense view from life to date to month to date or year to date. So again, gives us a lot of information right here on one screen. I'm going to jump back and take a look at the last screen. Now that I've reconciled, maybe I need to understand what our leases are going to do in the future. I can jump out here to my forecast screen, see what my depreciation expense is going to be on all of my leases, as well as my total payments, my interest expense, as well as my principal payments. So very quickly, I can see all of this information in 5 very straightforward reports here in Power BI. If you would like additional information on Crowe Lease Accounting Solution for Power BI, simply go to our website, www.crowe.com lease accounting, or contact us at axapps@crowe.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.